What's good, Skins fans? Happy Friday. It's a pretty nice day outside. It's not bad at all. You know, I got my Skins gear on, polo on, nice hat on. I just want to make an announcement. My son is on the way. The due date is August 4th. So, you know, if I'm not responding to text messages or Instagram, Twitter, or whatever it is, it's nothing. It's not like I don't like you or something like that, or I'm tired of texting you or whatever, anything like that. You know, I just got, you know, my son's on the way, so he probably will be born. I probably won't, depending on when he comes, whatever, I won't be on social media or anything like that unless something super, super crazy happens, unless we, unless we trade Trent Williams. That will probably be the only thing to make me get on my phone. If we trade Trent Williams or, you know, fire somebody or whatever, you already know if something just crazy happens, then, yeah, I'll be on my phone. It depends on timing. It just depends on timing. But, you know, we all know what's most important. So, I probably will not be on my phone too much. I will be starting the Instagram group chat most likely when the season starts, or, like, you got just give me some time because, like I said, you know, my son's on the way. So, just put out a disclaimer about that. But the main thing about this video I want to talk about, there's multiple things I want to talk about. I want to touch on a lot going on right now. Of course, Trent Williams, you know, I said I wasn't really going to talk too much about that until we have something set in stone. But I really want to talk about some positive things from training camp. You know, it's been a week now since training camp, or even over a week. The guys have the day off today. I really like what I'm seeing from Jimmy Moreland. I like what I'm seeing and hearing from Jimmy Moreland. I'm liking what I'm hearing and seeing from Terry McLaurin. I'm liking what I'm hearing and seeing from or about Trey Quinn. So those three guys have really, really stood out to me. Of course, there's other guys you can talk about. You can talk about John Bostich playing really well. I've heard Cole Holcomb has stepped up and played really well in drills and 7-on-7, different things like that. I've heard he's been playing really, really well here and there. So I'm liking what I'm hearing. But Trey, we'll go down the list. Jimmy Moreland is the people's corner. That's what they call him. You know, we already talk about Jimmy Moreland all the time. I really think Jimmy Moreland is like a secret weapon for this team. I think nobody knows about Jimmy Moreland at all. Like, you can ask any other team, who's Jimmy Moreland? They'd be like, who? Who is that? Who is that? They don't know who that is. And I'm telling you, other coaches probably don't know who he is either. They're going to know when preseason starts. Preseason is going to be so important this year for us, not just from the quarterback standpoint, but obviously from other positions. We got a lot of rookies on this team. The whole wide receiver core is basically a lot of young guys and rookies, except for Paul Richardson and Josh Doxson. And Brian Quick is probably going to be cut anyway. But all those guys like Terry McLaurin, he's going to have to show us something in preseason. And he's been really, really, really playing well. But Jimmy Moreland, one thing that I like that I heard, I think Gruden or Minuski tried to sub in DRC, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, for Jimmy Moreland on a 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 for a player or whatever. And Jimmy Moreland said, F that shiggity. That's what he said. He said, nah, man, I do not want to come out this game. I'm ready. I'm working hard. I'm already getting interceptions. I don't know if y'all saw the acrobatic interception that Jimmy Moreland had on Case Keenum already. That footage has been going around. That went viral for Redskins fans. I don't know about around the league, but Jimmy Moreland, man, he's a ball hawk. He's been getting it done. And, you know, we compare him to Kendall Fuller all the time, and that's basically what he can be. Jimmy Moreland being a 6th or 7th round pick at a JMU, which is a FCS school, which is not a Division I, or it's a D1 FCS or whatever it is. That's crazy, man. That speaks volumes for Jimmy, man. It really is. That's huge, man. And he's only 5'9", and a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's got to do it with pads on." He's doing it with pads on now. He's doing it with pads. He's being physical. He's stepping up, playing against taller receivers. Of course, every receiver is going to be taller than Jimmy Moreland, for the most part, unless you're like a Smurf or like a Santana Moss type receiver. But Jimmy Moreland has really, really played well. I can't speak enough about how he's really impressed, and he can really steal a starting job. It's really basically between him and Fabian Moreau for that slot corner spot. And Jimmy really might start day one. He really might start day one. Do not be surprised if Jimmy Moreland starts day one for the Washington Redskins at that slot corner position. I do want to talk about, next I want to talk about Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin out of Ohio State, you already know he has the connection with Dwayne Haskins, but it looks like he has a connection with every quarterback out there. All the quarterbacks love his body language. I don't know if you heard his answer about the body language, but he's playing really well. He's a smart guy, great special teams guy, hard worker. Urban Meyer said Terry McLaurin was his hardest worker And, Urban Meyer's coached a lot of guys. He's coached Tim Tebow, coached many guys. I mean, Florida and just, that speaks a lot of volumes. There's been a lot of guys coming out of Ohio State that have been really, really good. Michael Thomas from the Saints, who just got his big deal, 5 years, $100 million. So for him to call Terry McLaurin one of his best leaders and hard workers, that speaks volumes as well. I mean, Terry McLaurin, we seen the highlights of him juking guys. Josh Norman's been getting burned up by Terry McLaurin. We already know how drills go in training camp. They usually get burnt on one-on-ones, but Terry McLaurin has been playing really well. He's caught a lot of people's eyes, and Chris Carter has said that don't be surprised if Terry McLaurin does start this season, and that's a high possibility right now. So I don't think he's going to start day one. My day one starters are Paul Richardson, Josh Doctson, if he does make the team, and Trey Quinn in the slot. So that's what I have right now. Terry McLaurin is really, really impressed. He's done really well with each quarterback. Each quarterback has gotten good chemistry with Terry McLaurin. So I'm loving what I'm hearing and seeing. And we're going to see him on special teams as well. So that's awesome, man. I love that pick of Terry McLaurin in the third round. Initially, I didn't like the pick, but I'm loving the pick right now. 4.340. He's one of the few guys that have speed on this team and can take the top off the defense. So Terry McLaurin has been awesome. And another guy I want to talk about is Trey Quinn. We all know how much we love Trey Quinn, man. Trey Quinn, man, I really hope he stays healthy. That was my pick for breakout player of the year. Trey Quinn, man, he's awesome, man. I don't think he should play in the preseason at all, to be honest with you. We need to keep that man healthy. We saw what he did in the Cowboys game when he caught that touchdown and did the little office dance. We saw what he did against the Texans when he caught a touchdown. The Texans and the Cowboys game, the two games that he played in fully, for the most part, he produced and he played well. And he's a pretty darn good punt returner. We saw the punt return that he had against Dallas on Thanksgiving where he took it back, put us in good field position, then went down. Colt McCoy found him for a touchdown pass. So I love Trey Quinn, man. I love Trey Quinn, man. He's a good guy. Watched some of the interviews he's had. Very well-spoken guy, very nice guy, very humble, fan favorite. The fans love Trey Quinn, man. Gotta love Trey Quinn. And then, of course, we got breaking news with Donald Penn with his contract. I'll go over the details of the contract. I had to write it down because Ian Rappaport tweeted it out this morning. So about Donald Penn and his contract. So Donald Penn, his contract, he gets $5 million. If, of course, we put incentives in Donald Penn's contract because he's 36 years old. And, what we don't know how much, we can't 100% rely on somebody who's 36. Even though, like I said, Donald Penn is a left tackle who's played hard, had a pretty good year. He was a Pro Bowler, I want to say in 2017 or something like that. Has had a great career playing football, 3-time Pro Bowler, all that. But of course, we want to put incentives in his contract. It's just the nature of football and it's a business, just in case he gets hurt or doesn't live up to expectations or something like that. But they put a big if in his contract. They put a big if. They said if he is the starting left tackle, he will make $5 million alone this season. And that's a good amount of money for him, for Donald Penn being 36 years old. We paid Corey Robinson, like $2 million? So the usual veteran minimum would be about around $2 million or $3 million. Donald Penn is getting $5 million. And like I said before, Donald Penn would not fly from all the way to California, leaving his family in Cali, coming to D.C. to come off the bench. And we know that. That's probably the only thing I'm going to really say about Trent Williams today is, I think the relationship, of course, is fractured. I just don't see him coming back. I don't see him coming back. And Donald Penn was on the phone with Trent Williams. And obviously, Trent, after that phone conversation, Donald Penn, Trent probably did tell him, I'm not coming back to D.C. I'm not playing with the Redskins. I don't fool with Bruce Allen. So, of course, Donald Penn was like, okay, hey, that's a bet. Thank you for letting me know as an honest man. Thank you for being honest with me, Trent. I'm going to sign with this deal with Washington. Is it fine with you? Trent said, yeah, man, because I'm not coming back. So Donald Penn's like, hey, I'm signing this deal. I'm getting my $5 million because I'm going to be starting at left tackle for the Washington Redskins. That's the team that gives me the most guaranteed money right now, or the most money that looks like it probably will happen. So, and then the other details of the contract as well is the base is of $1.3 million. And then the only thing that's guaranteed is $250,000, and that's his signing bonus. So if he didn't start at left tackle, the only thing that would really be guaranteed is $250,000. Sorry about that. $250,000 would be guaranteed by the signing bonus, by him signing the contract. So if he becomes swing tackle, the base salary is $1.3 million, so he probably earn about 1.3 something like that, around that, rather than getting his $5 million if he's coming off the bench. If Trent did come back, he'd probably be that swing tackle, come off the bench, and earn his signing bonus, of course. Probably in his total earnings will probably be around 1.3, like I said, with the base salary. So Donald Penn, basically that tells me that Trent Williams is not coming back. But like I said, I'm not, I'm kind of over it now. That's just how I feel as an honest fan. I'm kind of over it. I respect Trent Williams for the way he played. Made 6, 7 Pro Bowls for the Washington Redskins, and has been an awesome player for the Redskins. But it's time to move on. If he doesn't want to be here, we can't hold on to him. We can find him all we want, but he said he doesn't care. He said he's ready to hold out like Le'Veon Bell, and we just need to trade him and move on and get assets. We need to get picks. We need to get a good player. A lot of people want a first-round pick. I don't believe we can get that for Trent right now because of all the things I said in my previous video about injuries and smoking and, getting the 2 failed drug tests. He's had 2 failed drug. He had one in 2011. He failed a drug test. Then he failed another drug test in 2017. Then he has the tumor, and he's still recovering from surgeries. So if he was here now, he would not be practicing. He never plays really in training camp or preseason games anyway, but he's still not healthy enough to even play right now. So I just don't think. I think we should at least get a second-round pick in a player, or 2 second-round picks, or a second and a fourth, and maybe a pedestrian player, somebody who's solid, not a star, but that's what I believe we can get. But or there's the option of waiting for somebody to get injured in the middle of the season or something like that. How like the Cowboys gave up a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. Everybody was like, "What the heck? You gave him a first-round pick for Amari Cooper?" Maybe we can wait for the trade deadline to happen. If somebody really needs a left tackle and they're desperate, if the Patriots become desperate and they're like, you know what, we really need Trent, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give him a first-round pick, then yeah, that's what you do. Or the Texans become super, super desperate and they're like, okay, we'll give you a first-round pick for Trent. Then yeah, you hit the push button on the trade and you just make the trade. You get the first-round pick back and maybe you get a player or something like that. Then yeah, I would make that move. So we'll see what the market has for Trent Williams. So we'll see. But I'm happy to hear good things about Terry McLaurin, Trey Quinn, Jimmy Moore. I'm really liking that I hear good things about those young guys. I'll probably make a video possibly about Cam Sims and other stuff like that. I might make a Browns versus Redskins preseason review or predictions or whatever, just to talk about who I think is going to start. We got a 3 quarterback competition going on with Colt McCoy, Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, who is gonna start day one. We'll hear from Jay Gruden hopefully soon about that. And if I am available August 8th, which is Thursday, for the Browns preseason game, I will be trying to do a live stream for that. If not that game, then I forgot who we play in the second game. I'll probably be trying to go live for that one too. So let me know what y'all think, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. So man, I just hope we can get some closure with the Trent Williams situation. I'm just kind of ready for it to be over. But like I said, everybody has their own opinion on it. I respect Trent, for playing hard. He's played with a torn patella tendon or whatever, broken thumb. Trent has played with a lot of injuries for the Washington Redskins. He really did, man. He played with a lot of injuries. I have nothing respect for Trent Williams, but if he really genuinely wants to move on and doesn't fool with Bruce Allen, who likes Bruce Allen, to be honest with you. So if he really feels that way, then yeah, it's time to move on, man. It's time to move on. And let's try to at least get a first-round pick or some assets for him, or at least a second-round pick and 2 good players, or 2 picks and 1 decent player. So let's at least do that. I do not, like I said, everybody's like, yeah, stop saying Stephon Diggs. I don't know. I don't think we get Stephon Diggs. AJ Green is a possibility. Marvin Jones Jr. We'll see. Will Fuller from the Texans. If we could trade for him and get that first-round pick, like I said, from the Texans, then hey, let's see what we can get, man. So, all right, y'all, man. Have a good weekend. Hail to them Skins. Hail to the Wizards. All right, y'all. Peace.